So there was a huge short covering which we have seen on the yesterday's trading session as far as the Wall Street is concerned, and although the support was very weak, there is indeed a bounce back or a recovery, I would say, which we have seen where Nasdaq has taken the lead, and the levels which were considered as support levels in my yesterday's video has actually played out and played out quite well, and from there the Nasdaq has jumped 2.5%. So let us see what's there for the end of this week as well as for the end of this year, because this is the last trading session, 30th of December 2022 of calendar year 2022, and we will enter into a new trading session with a beginning of a new year as as early as Monday 2023. So let's see what's happening or what has actually happened on the last, or what will probably happen on the last day of the calendar year of 2022, whether it will be an eventful end or whether it will be a disastrous end, because the overall trend is weak, but still we have seen some bounce back at the end of the day. So let's start with Nasdaq today, and as you can see that the support which I think is a very weak support has actually shown some sort of bounce back, but we are not at all out of the woods. Let's be clear on that fact. If you are thinking that this is the final low or something, no, this is not like that. There is still a bounce back, but as you can see, the Nasdaq is trading in between a range, and it will be in a range until and unless there is a big change. If there is a 10, 15, 20% worth of price movement in Nasdaq and with a very huge volume and a big momentum, then we can think of a further upside going forward. But right now 200, 300 points are just peanuts, okay, because we know that when Nasdaq moves quite sharp. So there is no point talking about 200 or 300 points. Now, as far as the price chart of Nasdaq, this is the range in between which Nasdaq is trading. So on the downside, we have 10,270 and 10,200, which has acted as a big support and stop loss rather on the downside, and from there we have seen some bounce back. So what lies ahead is at 11,200, and beyond 11,000 we have 11,500 and 11,570. So there is no change in the trend. Actually, we are trading in between a range. We hit the lower end of the range and there is a bounce back. Okay, so we can consider it as a bounce back within the range, nothing more, nothing less. So don't be in a haste. First, let us see what Nasdaq is doing within the trend, and if we don't see enough momentum even within the trend or the range, then obviously things will not look good. Now let's go and check Dow Jones, because it is much more stable right now, and as we can see, it is also range bound. Okay, Dow Jones has actually made a move from the middle of the range, so there is no point discussing about the middle part, because if you are looking at the overall range, it's better to play with end-to-end price movement, because it hits somewhere in the middle of the range, it went up, then it has started falling down. So the overall range is 33,464 and 33,392 on the upside, and on the downside we have 32,653 and 32,576. So this is what we have as far as the range is concerned for Dow Jones, and Dow Jones is not going anywhere until and unless it started trading above 33,470 or more on the upside. Okay, so don't think that there is going to be any big momentum until and unless, as I've told you, until and unless we can see huge moves. Okay, like Dow Jones moves 2-3,000 points, or let's say 3,000 4,000 points in a single trading session with big spikes on the stock, then we can think, or we will start changing our focus from downside to upside. But just be in a mind frame that we are still in a trading holiday season, or winter holiday season rather. So the trading will be very or will happen in a very narrow range and with extremely less volume until and unless we surpasses 7 or 10th January or more, because after that we will see some big spike or volume will start increase after that. As far as SPX is concerned, and for me SPX is still in a big downtrend, but when you are looking at the current price action, what we can see over here, let's not focus on this big trend. We will focus on the current price action, and what the current price action is indicating, this is not at all very positive. This is just a bounce back. Okay, this is just a bounce back, and the range which we can see as far as SPX is concerned is this one. So we have a very narrow range for SPX, much narrower than Dow Jones and S&P 500. So what we can see over here is this particular range, and that's why I'm saying that don't be in a hurry to think that something big is about to happen or something big will happen. Let's the market give us that indication. So for S&P 500 we have 3891 as far as the big resistance, and on the downside we have 3796 and 3764. So this is what we have here as far as S&P 500 is concerned. So overall there is a bounce back, but the bounce back is happening within a range. So by far this is a range bound move, but the overall trend is negative. Okay, so let's hope for a range bound move on the last day of this trading week and the trading year as well, and then we will start from Monday, and let's see whether there is any big move on both the side, or whether the trend or the price action will happen in the range, and then we will start our analysis with the beginning of the new year. So this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching.